Today is Monday, January 29th, 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Monday. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And I heard you just a few minutes ago talking about Groundhog Day. Wow.
Yeah, Groundhog.
It's already here.
It's approaching.
Yeah.
And of course, the 6 more weeks of winter, or we're going to see some spring, hopefully. Well, I mean, I would say this. We have already had our fair share of spring-like weather in this winter time, so I wouldn't be shocked if he says 6 more weeks of winter. Very snowy yesterday. We got that wet, clumpy snow, about as wet as you can get with snow before it turning over to ice. And today, a different story. Looking at clouds, relatively quiet weather. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. The local area, aside from locations, for example, up near Redfield, seeing some snow showers. Same thing for some lake effect off of the Finger Lakes taking place in portions of Cortland and Chenango County. But the broader picture, the low pressure system causing all that snow yesterday is continuing to head out toward the Atlantic. So again, we're not expecting any more of that heavy, wet snow for today. Those temperatures ranging in the 20s and 30s this morning. 31 Westmoreland, 32 Little Falls, 27 Otter Lake, 26 Inlet. And to the south, 29 Norwich, 28 Oneonta, and 27 degrees in Skeemis. And again for today, temperatures climbing to around 32 degrees for the high. Cloudy skies, maybe a peak of sunshine closer to sunset. But again, we do remain relatively quiet, only for today, but for the next few days regarding any rain or snow. We have a look at when we could see some of that in the full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. We begin this morning with developing news.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and welcome back. The main story this morning is, of course, the road conditions. Yesterday, especially last night, there were some dicey spots, especially on those roads in higher elevations. Well, this morning, thanks to the road crews working hard at work overnight, things are looking a lot better. Arterial looking wet but okay to drive on. Same thing as you head closer to Genesee Street in New Hartford. I-90 looking clear, and same thing for Route 8 and Route 20 down in Bridgewater. And live look in downtown Utica, below freezing, 30 degrees officially, but as you can see here, the main roads are generally okay. However, as you head to the higher elevations and less traveled roads, side roads, they will still be a little bit on the slushy side, so budget maybe a few extra minutes for that too. But as you take a look at the local drive times, 20 minutes, Little Falls to Utica, Verona to Utica, 18 minutes, about a 5-minute drive along the arterial. And a look at 5S and 49, you can see 16, 17-minute drive to and from. Same thing out to Rome, but 10 and 11-minute drives. And again, for today, watch out for a few slick spots on side roads, but again, main roads looking okay. And of course, this afternoon and this evening for your evening commute, mostly cloudy skies, no travel impacts are expected. Gary?
Eric, thank you. It's a topic News Channel 2 has been following since the start.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. After a very snowy Sunday, producing some wet snow, very elevation-based. Some spots in lower elevations barely saw anything. Well, as you headed up to the higher elevations, we did see totals as high as 4, maybe even 5 inches. I'm going through some of the totals live right now. A live look at downtown Utica, however. The roads are clear heading to work today. Aside from those side roads that you might have to drive through a bit of some slushy, light snow accumulating on the roads, but again, conditions will continue to improve as the morning progresses. And a live look at current conditions, 31 degrees officially at Griffiths and Rome. Feels like 23 with that cool northwesterly wind from Canada. By the way, your sunrise time this morning, 7:24, continuing to get sooner and sooner in the daytime. Hopefully the sunrise happens during the sunrise show very quickly. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Isolated snow shower taking place just east of St. Johnsville. Same thing up north near Redfield in portions of Lewis County and Oswego County. And besides that, a few lingering lake effect flurries south, but here in the Mohawk Valley, things are looking quiet and dry. And a look at today's planner regarding temperatures, warming up to the mid to low 30s for highs today. Feels like temperatures will remain, though, in the 20s with that wind chill. But as you can see here, those winds remaining on the breezy side between 5 to as high as 12 miles per hour during the day. Regarding those winds, it's going to be breezy today, calm Tuesday and Wednesday, and winds pick up again on Thursday, but no real windy or potentially damaging winds expected for the near term. And of course, regarding sunshine, another pattern where we're lucky to see maybe a few breaks. Tuesday are a best bet. But as you can see here, relatively overcast skies for most of the day for today and into Wednesday and Thursday, even into Friday, where it looks like Phil might not be able to see his shadow as we head into Groundhog Day. Radar and satellite showing that low pressure system continuing to pull eastward out into the Atlantic. And as you can see here, things are quieting down aside from a few lake effect snow showers out to the west. And for today, that's pretty much the only notable weather maker. A few lingering lake effect flurries, especially south and west of Utica. Highs for today climbing again into the mid 30s in some locations. But as you can see here, falling into the 20s after sunset. A few peaks of clear skies, as you can see here in the Mohawk Valley, but overnight lows, temperatures fall into the mid-20s. Some locations, teens, where those clear skies set up. Then, as we approach tomorrow, as you can see here, at least more mid and upper-level clouds move in. These clouds are thinner, so we might be able to see some faded sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. Our best chance of seeing sun for the next few days. And temperatures tomorrow still remain on the average side for this time of year with highs in the low 30s. And so for today, mostly cloudy skies, a high of 34 degrees. Tonight, a low of 20 with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast, something that we've been looking forward to here in the Weather Center, at least a little bit of a break regarding weather. Monday through even Friday, even though we have a few snow showers and rain on the 7-day, it's nothing really notable. Light snow, light rain here and there, and even on Groundhog Day, some light snow possible in some locations. Cooling down next weekend, but for the most part, we're not tracking anything major. No wet snow like we saw on Sunday, no nor'easter, no windstorm. So let's keep our fingers crossed for at least 1 week of quiet weather.
Yeah, we've definitely had a mild winter for sure.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:21. Still
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And I did stay up a little late again last night watching the Niners sadly come back against the Detroit. I was hoping for Detroit, but
Yeah, I was staying up late to watch it too. And I'm the same way. The only thing is the Lions are division rivals against the Vikings. So I can't see them win before my Vikings win their first Super Bowl. They're 0-4. Same with the Bills. So both my teams are 0-8 in Super Bowls. Why did I pick these teams? But yeah, this is a rematch of, I think, 2019.
2020.
2020, yes, that's right, where the Chiefs and Niners played against each other. And for the weather for that, I'm thinking maybe on the warmer side in Las Vegas than it is over here. Regarding the weather here locally, though, we're still dealing with a few spotty snow showers in some locations. For example, out near Montgomery County. Same thing up in portions of Lewis County and the northwestern tip of Oneida County. You can see here along Route 13. And then finally, some lake effect snow coming off of the Finger Lakes and areas south. But pretty much we're looking at quiet weather for today. No more of that wet, heavy snow that we saw yesterday that produced a bit of some tricky travel situations across some portions of the area. There are still some spots that are a little slick this morning, but the main roads are okay. 31 Westmoreland, 32 Sylvan Beach, 28 Deansboro to the south, 28 Hamilton, 29 in Sherburne, and 30 degrees down in Unadilla. And for today, we're expecting cloudy skies, maybe a peak of sunshine in the Mohawk Valley closer to sunset. But for today, again, quiet weather. We remain with a quiet weather pattern for the next few days with a few chances for some light sprinkles and snow showers. We'll talk all about when we can see that in that full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. The kickoff of Catholic Schools Week.
Good morning and welcome back. Showcasing our first weather photo of the morning for this week. And this one, I just couldn't pass up. This is an absolutely hilarious picture here of a hungry squirrel in New Hartford, taken by John Dieter. And it looks like he's eating a piece of bread. And of course, the caption with this was, "When your eyes are bigger than your stomach." And that's a pretty good quote right there. It looks like there's a huge piece of bread for that squirrel to be eating, but of course, it looks like he's enjoying it right there. If you would like to submit your photo to us here at News Channel 2 at sunrise, of course, with all the snow we saw over the past day or so, I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of them coming in today. Send it up to WKTV.com/weather/pics, and of course, include your name if you want credit. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A few spotty snow showers in portions of Montgomery County. Same thing up in Lewis County, but here in the Mohawk Valley, things are looking pretty quiet and expected to remain mostly quiet for today, with temperatures starting out in the upper 20s, low 30s, and climbing into the mid 30s for highs. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Later today, the Root Farm in Sequoia will.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday. The low pressure that caused that heavy wet snow yesterday has departed our area to the east. We're looking at more quiet weather in store for the near future. A live look at Old Forge right now. Just a heads up for those of you heading out the door this morning. Main roads look pretty much like what you can see here on Main Street in Old Forge, but those side roads and higher elevations look more like this. Snow covered with a light layer of slush. And as you can see here, temperatures in the North Country currently at 26 degrees, 29 in Cooperstown. And as you can see here along Main Street, some slushy roads here and there, but as you head into the lower elevations, roads are looking a lot more clear. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. As we can see here, a few spots of some snow showers just west or east of St. Johnsville. Same thing for some light snow taking place up in near the Tug Hill, north of Boonville in Lewis County. And then some lake effect flurries taking place off of the Finger Lakes to the southwest. Other than that, though, here locally, we're in a pocket of relatively quiet conditions. Today, those temperatures climb into the mid-30s for highs. It will feel, though, like the mid-20s, factoring in that wind chill that will be a bit on the cool side. Winds between 5 to as high as 12 to 13 miles per hour. Of course, those winds remain breezy today, but these winds do calm down by tomorrow and Wednesday, picking up once more as we head into Thursday. Regarding sunshine, another pattern where we're going to be struggling to see any bit of sunshine for the near term. Maybe some sun peeking out in the evening in the Mohawk Valley closer to sunset, and then some faded sunshine tomorrow. But besides that, we still remain on the cloudy side for Wednesday and Thursday. The broader picture, that low pressure that is bringing that heavy snow, you can see here, it's continuing eastward, and the worst of it has since passed us. Things are quieting down out here to the west, and that's the weather pattern we'll be seeing not only for today, but also for pretty much the week ahead. We enter a relatively quiet weather pattern. On our Skycast this morning, we still could see a few lingering lake effect snow showers and flurries, especially downwind of Lake Ontario in the higher elevations in Madison and Chenango County. As you can see here, closer to 6 p.m., some peaks of clear skies. We're thinking maybe a peak of sunshine before sunset, but temperatures reaching the mid-30s for highs in the Mohawk Valley, cooling down into the 20s and possible teens in higher elevations as we head into early tomorrow morning, depending on where those clear skies set up. Tuesday, the best chance of seeing sun for the next few days as those low-level clouds get whisked away, and we'll see some of these thinner mid and upper-level clouds move into parts of the Mohawk Valley. And then for today, again, high at 34 degrees, mostly cloudy skies tonight, a low of 20 with partly cloudy skies. And your 7-day forecast remaining quiet as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, some light sprinkles on Thursday and a few flurries on Friday, but we're not tracking anything major. We are looking at cooling temperatures as we head into the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And based off of what I've been looking in the broader picture for Groundhog Day, but in the cloudy side, so I'm not sure if Phil will see his shadow.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Punxsutawney Phil coming up next week. The time right now is 5:50, 29th, 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
Yeah, I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And that video of that accident, boy, that snow was coming down pretty hard yesterday.
Yeah, the one thing with it too is it was that wet, clumpy snow, the stuff that collects on power lines, on roadways. It's very, very slick. It's not fluffy, and of course, that causes travel concerns as you go on the roadways. The good news is this morning, the road conditions are improving tremendously thanks to the road crews working hard at work overnight this past night. And for today, it's looking quiet with cloudy skies, temperatures in the 30s. A good positive note, however, to mention with this type of snow is with normal fluffy snow, it's hard for the snow to really stick together, but as you can see here, the snow is very dense, it's very wet, and of course it clumps together perfectly. So regarding snowmen or making snowballs, with the snow you got last night, definitely build a snowman or make some snowballs. Perfect consistency for that. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are still seeing some pockets of some light snow showers in some locations in portions of Montgomery County, Lewis County, and out in Cortland and Chenango County, but those are light in nature at this point. But here in the Mohawk Valley, things are looking quiet. 30s and 20s across central New York. As you head up in the Mohawk Valley and North Country into the south, similar story, 20s and 30s temperatures for today. Highs approaching the low to mid 30s with generally overcast skies. We could see some peak of sunshine in the Mohawk Valley closer to sunset. We have a better chance of seeing sun tomorrow, but cloudy skies and quiet weather are the main story for the week ahead. I'll talk a bit more about that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. We begin with developing news this morning.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Monday, everyone. As you head to work today, here's a look at some of those road conditions as well as travel times as you head to work. First off, a live view from the Utica area. Arterial roads are looking okay. They are wet, they are treated. No travel impacts expected as you head to those main roads in lower elevations. Same thing as you head closer to Genesee Street. Even the Route 20, Route 8 connection down in the Southern Valleys is looking clear. Same thing for I-90. Downtown Utica, looking at wet roads, but still no slick spots expected in the main roads. That's a different story. As you head to those side roads and roads in higher elevations, they still have a thin layer of some wet snow. Look at those drive times as you head to work today, about 18 to 20 minutes going to Utica from Verona. Same thing from Little Falls. Around a 5-minute drive down the arterial from Genesee Street closer to 790. And then lastly, 5S, 17-minute drive to and from Mohawk and to Rome and back, 11 minutes currently on the forecast. And regarding your commute, watch out for some slushy roads and higher elevations and side roads this morning. Things will continue to improve, and by your evening commute, no travel impacts are expected. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to a story News Channel 2 has been dedicated to providing updates.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Monday. After some wet snow yesterday, things have wound down. We're looking at quiet weather in the forecast for today. Here's a live look in Old Forge this morning. Heads up for those of you heading to work today. The main roads are looking okay. They're plowed, they're treated, they're clear. Side roads, higher elevations are a little slushy. You can see this is one of the example right here up in Old Forge. The roads have a thin layer of slush on them. But again, as you head in the lower elevations, for example, here in downtown Utica, roads are okay to head to work this morning. So the worst driving conditions, again, are expected as you head up to those hilltops in higher elevations, primarily south of the Mohawk Valley. That's where the heaviest, or at least the most amount of snow has accumulated from the event yesterday. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Still a few pockets of some light lake effect snow showers here and there, but again, we're not tracking any heavy wet snow for today. A lot of that has wound down and has since passed us to the east, and things are looking pretty quiet. Sky watchers this morning, 2 inches picked up in Old Forge, 1.5 inches in Clinton. Trace amounts of snowfall reported out in Westdale. And again, this event was elevation based. About 1 inch reported at least overnight in Old Forge, with 27 degrees reported currently with Shawn and Inlet. But as you head to the southern valleys, 4 inches, some locations reached 5. Again, with those temperatures marginally around freezing, that's what happens when you get events like this. Wet, clumpy snow, and a lot of locations will see between trace amounts to as high as 4 to 5 inches, just depending on elevations. And of course, those road conditions were a huge contrast as you head up, at least to the hilltops and southern valleys. Throughout the day today, temperatures climb into the mid-30s for highs and a bit on the breezy side too today as well. So those wind chills will feel like the mid-20s. Winds calm as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, pick up again on Thursday. And regarding sunshine, well, we're entering another cloudy weather pattern, looking at mostly cloudy, if not overcast skies for today. Faded sunshine possible on Tuesday, but as you approach Wednesday and Thursday, more clouds move in. The low pressure system is continuing to pull eastward out into the Atlantic. And as you can see behind that, things are looking more quiet here locally for central New York. And a few flurries possible here early this morning, especially in the southern valleys near Madison and Chenango County. But things wind down by 6 p.m. tonight. Maybe, again, as you can see here, a few breaks of clouds in the lowest elevations before things remain on the partly cloudy side heading into the overnight hours. Temperatures fall into the 20s, some locations teens where the clouds do clear out and radiational cooling takes place. For tomorrow, those low-level clouds whisk away, and we're dealing with mid to upper-level clouds. Will be thin enough to let some of that sun peek out. And for today, high of 34 degrees, mostly cloudy skies tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 20. Your 7-day forecast remaining quiet, at least for the next several days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, some light sprinkles and a few flurries on Friday from a weak system from the northwest, but we're not tracking anything major. And of course, with Groundhog Day coming up, people are wondering, is he going to see a shadow? Is he not? Well, right now it's looking on the cloudy side, so my guess is he's probably not going to see a shadow.
Long winter.
6 more weeks?
Yeah.
Is that the thing?
Mm-hmm. We'll see. Be sure to like us on Facebook and
News with Gary Liberatore.
good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And it is a rematch of the Super Bowl. 2 more weeks of hype and 2 teams that a lot of people were hoping they wouldn't get there, right?
Yeah, similar story. I remember watching the one a few years ago where it was Niners up by 10 points, and of course the famous Tyreek Hill third and I forgot how long
Boy,
it was,
you're
third
good.
and long. I was watching with my roommates in college, and it was crazy seeing that play. And of course, everyone wanted Kansas City to win because they haven't won yet. And now with the consistent winning, of course, you live long enough. What is the saying? Either die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That's the case with at least the Chiefs for some people as well. But yeah, regarding the weather this morning, it's a lot quieter than yesterday. We saw that wet, clumpy snow, that's difficult to drive in. But the one positive that I can mention with this, of course, I always want to look at the bright side of things. It's good to make some snowballs and snowmen. This snow is very wet, it's very clumpy, it sticks together very easily, and of course, if you want to throw snowballs, of course, build that snowman if you got enough of that snow. It's a perfect consistency to do that. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, a live radar. Things are quiet here in central New York locally, aside from a few spotty pockets of lake effect snow showers, proving to be on the light side for today. Not expecting anything major. Those temperatures in the 30s and 20s across central New York, 27 Lake Pleasant. Heading into the Mohawk Valley, 32 Little Falls, out to the west, 32 degrees in portions of Utica. And in the Southern Valleys, 26, Nevis, 29 in Norwich. And for today, those highs approaching the low to mid 30s with cloudy skies. Could see a peak of sunshine closer to sunset. Heading into the next few days, things are looking, again, more on the quiet side. We are tracking our next chance of seeing maybe some sun, but also some chances of some light flurries and sprinkles. That full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. The kickoff of Catholic.
Welcome back. It's time now to showcase our first weather photo of the week, and this one is going to be an adorable one. Take a look at this right here. This is a photo of a hungry squirrel eating a piece of bread, and the caption that was submitted along with this picture on our website said, when your eyes are bigger than your stomach. And that looks to be the case right there. That bread is huge for the squirrel. But you can see he is having a blast enjoying that right there. This is in New Hartford, sent in by John. If you would like your photo submitted to us, it should be showcased every day on News Channel 2 at sunrise. Send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. And of course, if you want your name on there as well, include your name in the description. A live look at current conditions on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Things are quiet here locally for the most part. We're tracking a few spotty snow showers here and there, primarily in portions of Madison County to the south. Same thing up in Lewis County, and of course in Montgomery County out to the south and to the east. And lastly, those local temperatures ranging in the upper 20s to low 30s, only rising a degree or two for today. We are tracking relatively quiet weather, not only for today, but also for the week ahead. We'll also let you know when we could be seeing our next notable chance of rain and snow coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Later today, the Root Farm over in Sequoia.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. Happy Monday, everyone. As we head into the week ahead, things are looking more quiet after a very active day yesterday with that wet snow. It creates a beautiful scene. Here's a live look in Cooperstown right now. We can see, of course, the roads a little bit on the slick side, but they will continue to improve as the morning progresses. But the trees in the background all covered in snow. It's that wet, clumpy snow, which again, is not fun to drive in, but it does make a beautiful winter scene. Currently 29 in Cooperstown and in downtown Utica. Main roads looking okay. Side roads a little slick, but again, Riscony Boulevard, Route 12, Route 8, and even portions of the arterial are looking okay to drive on this morning. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A few pockets of some lake effect flurries and snow showers here and there, but nothing major for today. Things will remain on the cloudy but relatively quiet side for most of this afternoon and this evening. Snowfall reports coming in. Exactly 2 inches in New Hartford, 1.5 in Clinton. Trace amounts of snow out in Westdale. In the North Country, inch of snow overnight, 27 degrees currently in Inlet. And this system was an elevated base event. As you can see here, 4 inches reported in Milford. Throughout the day today, high temperatures climb into the mid-30s, only jumping a few degrees from this morning, so we're on average for this time of year. Winds, though, will remain on the breezy side, so those wind chills will feel like the 20s, mid-20s for the afternoon today. Winds will remain breezy for today, calm down by Tuesday and Wednesday before they do pick up as we approach Thursday. But regarding sunshine, well, we're going to be seeing a lack of it, at least for the next few days. Overcast skies today, maybe a peak of sunshine closer to sunset. Better chance of seeing faded sun for Tuesday, but overcast skies return again on Wednesday. Low pressure that was driving all that wet, heavy snow is continuing to depart out into the Atlantic. And as you can see here, some lingering lake effect snow showers off of Lake Ontario, but for the most part here locally, not expecting anything major. You can see just a few flurries, especially in those higher elevations south of the Mohawk Valley near Madison and Chenango counties for today. But here in the Mohawk Valley, things are looking mostly quiet. Partly cloudy skies tonight. As you can see here, some pockets of clear skies could cause those temperatures to fall into the low 20s to as low as the mid-teens. But by tomorrow, those low-level clouds whisk away, and we're dealing with some faded sunshine as mid to upper-level clouds move in from the southwest. And for today, high at 34 degrees. Again, mostly cloudy skies, a few pockets of flurries here and there. Tonight, a low of 20 with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast looking pretty quiet for the next few days. Tuesday and Wednesday, highs in the upper 30s. Thursday and Friday, a weak clipper system moves through, bringing some rain and then eventually snow as that cold air moves in, but we're not tracking anything major for that. And the same thing for Groundhog Day. At this point, it's looking cloudy in the long range, so my guess is Phil doesn't see his shadow. And of course, that means 6 more weeks of winter. Is that correct?
I think it's an early spring.
Early spring.
I think.
I feel like I always get it backwards. I research this and I always do it backwards. So of course I probably got it wrong.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 6:51. The annual St.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the CW11. I'm Gary Liberatore.
Yeah, I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And after all that heavy snow yesterday, it was wet and kind of thick. An easier day for all of us today.
Yeah, that's right. Some of the roads this morning are a little bit slick, but they're mainly the side roads. The main roads are treated. They're okay, so as you had to work this morning, things will continue to improve. No more of that wet, heavy snow is expected for today, but at least one of the positive notes on this type of snow consistency, it's going to be easy to make some snowmen and snowballs. Look at your snowball making forecast. Again, the snow, it's wet, it sticks together very easily, so of course, perfect weather for that. Although snow might start to melt with those temperatures rising a little bit above freezing for today. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A few lingering lake effect snow showers and flurries taking place, but most things are currently dry across central New York. Currently 32 degrees, sunrise, but 24-ish minutes away. Sunset at 5:11 this evening. And for today, high temperatures climbing only a few degrees with generally overcast skies. A few peaks of sunshine possible in the Mohawk Valley by this evening. A better chance to see some faded sunshine tomorrow. But we do remain in a relatively cloudy pattern, quiet pattern, for the next few days. We are tracking our next chance of seeing light flurries and rain showers in that full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. We are working to get more information on us.
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. We're looking at a snowy wonderland across portions of central New York after some slushy, wet snow yesterday is coming to an end. There are still some slick spots in higher elevations, but the main roads are looking treated. Let's take a live look at the Mohawk Valley first from our Cavity Tower Cam high atop Smith Hill here in Deerfield. A beautiful, again, wintry scene across central New York. Our attention to Oneonta, especially up on the hill of SUNY Oneonta. A live look at Higgins Hall right there. In Cooperstown, a beautiful wintry scene down there. And then lastly, taking a view of downtown Utica, closer to the lower elevations. Of course, roads are looking okay in the, at least the main roads and lowest elevations. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A few patches of some lake effect snow showers taking place right now, but all the major snow has come to an end. And regarding some of those snowfall reports, 2 inches picked up in New Hartford, 1.5 inches Clinton, trace amounts of snow out in Westdale. In the North Country, about an inch of snow overnight last night. Temperatures 27 inlet, 31 degrees in Mohawk into the south. 4 inches picked up in Milford, 2 inches in Skenevis with a temperature of 28 degrees in Cooperstown. Throughout the day today, expect temperatures to climb into the mid-30s, up a few degrees by this morning. The winds will make it feel a little bit on the cooler side, though, wind speeds of 5 to as high as 12 miles per hour. The low pressure system that caused this wintry setup is continuing to pass our area out to the east in the Atlantic, and as you can see here, a weak lake effect response taking place off of the Great Lakes. For today, expect a few flurries, at least early this morning. The snow shower coverage decreasing as we approach the afternoon and the evening. Maybe a peak of sunshine in the Mohawk Valley but right before or during sunset, but it's looking to be on the cloudy side. Not only for today, but for the near future. Our best chance of seeing clouds, or at least seeing sunshine, should be by tomorrow. As those low-level clouds whisk away, we'll see some mid to upper-level thin clouds move in. Sunshine will likely be faded, though, but we could see a good chance here and there. But again, more cloudy skies move in as we approach the next few days. For today, high 34 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, a low of 20 with partly cloudy skies in your 7-day forecast. Again, remaining relatively quiet for the next few days. We have chance for some light rain and snow Thursday and Friday from weak clipper system. That'd be our warmest day of the next several with highs near 40. That may cool down as you approach next weekend with temperatures in the mid to low 20s.
First look at your Monday forecast. Here is meteorologist Eric Gage. And Eric, quite a difference from yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Yesterday we saw that rain in lower elevations switch over to wet snow, remaining mostly as wet snow in the highest hilltops. But regardless, today much more quiet, and the remnants of what we saw yesterday creating a beautiful wintry scene here across central New York. You can see those snow-covered trees on the hilltop here on Smith Hill and Deerfield. This was, again, an elevation-based storm, so those higher elevations saw a lot more of that snow. Currently, 32 degrees here in Utica. Same thing out in Rome with a decent northwest wind of 8 miles per hour. Those wind chills will still remain on the cool side today, feeling a bit like the mid-20s. A live look at the York Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Some weak lake effect response off of Lake Ontario, but regardless, expect cloudy skies, relatively quiet weather for today. If we're lucky, we could get a peak of sunshine here in the Mohawk Valley as those low-level clouds will try their best to block out the sun. But we do have a better chance of seeing sun for tomorrow, and also on top of that, another chance of seeing maybe some light snow and rain in the forecast. We'll talk all about that straight ahead. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. President Biden is still working through.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back, everyone. This Monday is starting out on the cool but quiet side. A few lingering spots of flurries coming to an end. Still under overcast skies, the sunshine is hard to come by here in central New York, and at least in one of the cloudiest months of the year. A live look at downtown Oneonta, actually zooming up closer to the hill. SUNY Oneonta, here's a view of Higgins Hall, and of course the Alumni Fieldhouse out to the other side of the screen right there. But you can see a winter wonderland in lots of central New York this afternoon. And on the radar, we're just seeing a few pockets of some lake effect, so primarily south of the Finger Lakes. Again, that system continues to push out to the east outside of central New York, of course, and so that means we're looking at quiet weather here locally. Your afternoon and evening planner, well, temperatures peaking today in the low to mid 30s. With these clouds, it might not warm up too much. We're thinking highs 32, 33 degrees, cooling down into the 20s as we approach the overnight hours tonight. But again, on paper, it does feel a little cooler with those wind chills. Feels like the mid to low 20s across a lot of central New York for today. And those winds will remain breezy for today, calm a little bit as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday, picking back up as we head into Thursday as an arriving system continues into our local area. Regarding snowfall, again, we're not looking at any notable snowfall for the next few days. Isolated spots on Thursday as, again, that clipper system moves in from the northwest. That'll bring the chance for rain showers in the lowest elevations and snow in some higher elevations. But again, nothing major regarding that system. But we do have an update compared to this morning's forecast. New high-resolution data has come in, and we're thinking there's a better chance of seeing some sun early Wednesday, but still a generally cloudy stretch of weather for the next few. Overcast today, few peaks tomorrow, mainly faded sunshine on Tuesday, but as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, things remain on the relatively cloudy side. Radar and satellite showing that low pressure that caused all that wet and heavy snow departing out to the east. Here locally, you can see the northwesterly wind approaching from Canada, bringing those cool wind chills here locally. And today, we're looking at cloudy skies. You can see here a few peaks of sunshine if we're lucky, but it's still a generally overcast day. As we head into tomorrow, starting out in the cool side in some spots, in the teens, where we do see clearing skies, these low-level clouds get whisked away from that westerly wind, and things look a little bit more sunny, if you want to call it that. Faded sunshine with these mid to upper level clouds heading to Tuesday. And again for today, mostly overcast skies, temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 20. Your 7-day forecast. Looking at quiet weather for the most part for the next few days, reaching the upper 30s to maybe near 40 on Thursday before that Clipper system moves into our area. And on Friday for Groundhog Day, a little bit on the light snowy side, but we're not looking at any significant accumulation with that event. Gary?
Chilly overnights Friday and Saturday there.
Oh yeah, a bit of a cool weekend next weekend.
Yeah. Eric, thanks. Well, kind of a wacky weather weekend for the filming of in this half hour. Once again, here is meteorologist Eric Gage.
That wet snow we saw yesterday and last night continued to move out of our area, and we are looking at quiet weather for the short term. A live look in Cooperstown right now, a beautiful scene of the winter wonderland out there. And of course, those highest elevations saw the most amount of snow from that system. Currently 32 degrees, a very seasonably cool day here in central New York with cloudy skies and temperatures with those wind chills down into the 20s. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A few, at least notable snow showers taking place, at least in the southern valleys, closer to Chenango County and parts closer to Ithaca. But these snow showers are not producing anything major, just a few lingering flurries. But here locally in central New York, things are quiet. Expect quiet weather for today, the rest of today, into tomorrow, and for most of the week. We're tracking our next chance of seeing some sprinkles and flurries in that full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. If you missed it, a verdict has been reached.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Although the wet and dense snow is difficult to drive in with the slushy roads, there are some positives to this. First off, taking a look back at the Cavie Tower camera, we do get those beautiful wintry scenes with those wet, clumpy, snowy conditions as the snow sticks to the trees a lot more easier. And then, of course, the one other plus side to this wet and clumpy snow is it's very easy to make snowballs and snowmen. The snow will stick together very easily. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Things have been more on the quiet side for today after an active weather day yesterday, and roads are continuing to improve even in the higher elevations as road crews have been hard at work keeping our roads clear, especially those main roads last night were very good by the early morning hour today. Your afternoon evening planners starting out with those temperatures right around average, but keep in mind here, we are now entering a warming pattern as we approach the later half of winter and the first part of spring. See those normal highs, normal lows slowly increase as we show them every day here on News Channel 2. Feels like temperatures will be a little bit cooler though as we factor in those wind speeds of 5 to as high as 12 or 13 miles per hour. So looking at 20s for wind chills. Breezy today, calm winds Tuesday and Wednesday. Winds pick up once more on Thursday. Regarding snowfall, little to none is expected over the next few days as we enter a quiet stretch with high pressure. But on Thursday, isolated snow from a Clipper system will approach our area, and that'll be primarily in the highest elevations. Not looking at anything really to stick too much, but lastly, regarding sunshine, yet again, we're another cloudy weather pattern. Not going to be seeing the sun too much, but our best chances will be Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday with some faded sunshine, and Wednesday in the early morning hours before clouds move in, we could see some here in the Mohawk Valley. The broader picture, that low pressure is continuing to push out to the east beyond the Atlantic, and here locally, we can see a weak lake effect response off of Lake Ontario, but we're not looking at anything major weather-wise for the next few days. Tonight, clearing skies in some locations could cause those temperatures to fall into the teens. Regardless, expect temperatures near the low 20s for tonight. Tomorrow, those low-level clouds whisk away, and we could see some of that faded sunshine with those mid to upper-level clouds by tomorrow morning. But this will be the only, at least the best chance of seeing sunshine as we approach the next few days. And again for today, mostly cloudy, high at 34 tonight. Partly cloudy, a low 20. Your 7-day forecast. Heading into the last few days of January, still feeling very January-like, at least until Wednesday. Highs approaching the upper 30s. And so far, at least Phil might see, actually shouldn't see his shadow. It's looking a bit on the cloudy side down in Pennsylvania on Friday. So thinking maybe the not see the shadow is springtime, right?
Spring's coming.
Spring's coming.
Let's hope. Well, Royal Caribbean's
Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Quiet right now.
Yes, getting a nice break in the weather after dealing with what we saw yesterday. And the weather's going to stay that way as we head throughout the week. Do be careful, though, because we saw some melting snow today. Temperatures will fall below freezing over the next several hours, so that leads to conditions that could create some black ice on untreated surfaces. So we could still see a few slippery spots here tonight. But other than that, again, the weather looks pretty quiet. Clouds look to linger, and that's going to be the big story, excuse me, here as we head throughout the week. We are expecting a pretty cloudy stretch ahead. So the question is, when will we see the sunshine again? We'll take a look. This evening, cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. Again, watch out for a few icy spots tonight as, again, untreated surfaces could be a little bit slippery. We are tracking, again, relatively quiet week, but also some mild weather, too. Look at the forecasts coming up. Kristen, back to you.
40,000 cardiac patients.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. After yesterday's rain-snow mix, things have quieted down for today. But because we did get that snow accumulation and it did melt, conditions tonight favor some patchy black ice. So just something to keep in mind. This is a live look in Old Forge, and as thick and as dreary as it is outside, it's still bright, or at least brighter, and it's not completely dark here at 5:15. Nice to see the later sunsets are starting to become much more noticeable, and that'll be the case here as we head throughout the next several weeks. We're getting about a little over 2 minutes of daylight each day as, again, things are starting to change. Searching for sunshine, not much is expected here over the next couple of days. We're going to be in this dreary, cloudy weather pattern. We may see a few slivers of sunshine Wednesday as well as Friday, but in general, the next 4 days don't feature very many opportunities for sunshine. I think by the weekend, things start to change. Some dry air starts to work in, and that should give us at least the chance of getting sunshine Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Again, just keep in mind, surfaces could be slippery tonight as temperatures continue to fall below freezing. This thaw-freeze pattern is going to continue throughout the week. Temperatures during the day climb above freezing, at night fall below freezing, so patchy black ice is going to be a thing just about every night and every early morning, and something you want to be mindful of as you're heading out. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, all is quiet across the region. Temperatures continue to fall below freezing this evening. Whitesboro 29, Little Falls 31, Otter Lake with 26. Across Southern Valleys, Cooperstown 28, Skenevis 25, and Oneonta with 25 degrees. The weather looks relatively quiet. There's going to be kind of a traffic jam going on into the jet stream where we're going to have a general northwest wind, and that's going to keep storm systems away from us. The next disturbance that arrives isn't until Thursday, and even then it's relatively light. It'll bring us a rain-snow mix. Temperatures, again, trend above freezing here over the next several days. Again, during the day we'll be above freezing, and then at night we fall below freezing. And that cloud cover is going to be exceptionally stubborn. Tonight, overcast skies, temperatures drop down into the low 20s. Tomorrow, again, cloudy skies throughout the day. We might get a brief window of sunshine here in the afternoon in the lower elevations, but again, it's generally overcast. Temperatures in the low 30s. Cloudy skies remain tomorrow night, and the clouds continue on Wednesday with high temperatures climbing into the mid-30s. Cloudy tonight, low temperature of 22. Cloudy tomorrow, a high of 36. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, 38. Rain and snow showers, 38 for Thursday. Groundhog Day, cloudy skies, temperatures in the low 30s. We should get some opportunities for sunshine and slightly cooler weather as we head into the weekend. But coming up in a few minutes, we're going to talk about how gloomy it's been. When was the last time we saw any appreciable sunshine? It's been a while.
I know, no kidding. All right, Bill, thank you. Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
We're talking about cloud cover and how unusually cloudy it's been. Of course, we're in the winter time, so being cloudy is normal. But having consecutive stretches of weather like this is a little depressing. Let's actually look at the numbers here. We've had hardly a sliver of sunshine for consecutive days here, and it's been almost a full week. It wasn't until last Sunday that we saw some breaks in the overcast. And then beyond that, it's just been a generally cloudy pattern here. So when will we get some sunshine? It looks like we're going to be stuck in the clouds for the next couple of days, but there will be at least opportunities for breaks in the overcast, especially as we head into the weekend. And the good news is that we're almost through the absolute cloudiest part of the year. It's usually late December through late January. Things will slowly start to get better as we climb into the warmer season here. It's going to take a few more weeks, of course. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. If you're heading out this evening to walk the dog, temperatures will be falling below freezing. So do watch out for some icy spots on untreated surfaces. Tonight's dog is Belle from St. Johnsville. This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. We're tracking some warmer temperatures ahead. And look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. In case you missed it,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. The relatively mild weather in January, that January thaw, is starting to have an impact out there. Take a look at this picture. This was spotted in Mohawk by Jeff, one of our weather spotters, our sky watchers. Yeah, even though it hasn't been all that warm, we have not had that really cold weather that we typically do. And we've had a stretch of weather that's been above freezing here last week, so it's throwing off the plants. And you don't like seeing stuff like this because we know that the cold weather is inevitably coming back, and that's going to have a pretty big impact on any early blooming plants. Live look in downtown Utica, current temperature is 29 degrees. Melting snow today is refreezing on untreated surfaces, so just keep that in mind. There could be some slippery spots out there. If you're looking for sunshine, again, we're expecting overcast skies for the most part to continue for the next couple of days. It's not until the weekend that the weather patterns start to favor some opportunities for sunshine, and more than just 2 minutes of sunshine here. It looks like Monday would be the best day of spotting the sun again. Again, some slippery spots out there, some patchy black ice tonight. We're going to continue to see that in the evening and nights over the next several days as we get into this pattern where temperatures climb above freezing during the day and fall below freezing at night. It will be dry. The weather looks relatively quiet. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Sky watchers are checking in with temperatures generally below freezing. Micah, Hartford 30 degrees, Barneveld 28, Forestport 28. Curtis 27, Mohawk 30 degrees, across Southern Valleys, Worcester 29, and Westford with 27. After yesterday's rain and snowfall, things again look pretty quiet today with lingering clouds. Bigger picture shows the weather will stay quiet. We've got this northwestern wind pattern, and that will keep things quiet here across the northeast. The weather stays dry until Thursday. Temperatures will be above average. We'll be climbing to the mid to upper 30s here over the next couple of days. The average high for this time of the year is around 30, so it'll be just a little bit above that. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, cloudy skies tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the low 20s. It's cloudy tomorrow, maybe a break of sunshine in the afternoon, but I wouldn't expect more than that. Temperatures climb into the low 30s. Tomorrow night, cloudy skies. We'll do this again on Wednesday. Overcast skies across the region, generally dry with high temperatures in the mid-30s. Cloudy tonight, low of 22. Cloudy tomorrow. We'll climb into the mid-30s with a light wind. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. A disturbance moves in on Thursday, and this will bring a very light round of some rain and snow showers, 38 for the high. Groundhog Day Friday looks pretty quiet, 33 for the high. Sunshine as we head into the weekend, a little bit colder, highs in the upper 20s, overnight lows in the teens. We're going to have partly sunny skies on Monday with highs in the low 30s. We'll be right back.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
And we're looking at pretty quiet weather across central New York, but we have to keep in mind as temperatures fall below freezing, there could be some patchy black ice, a little bit of melting snow today, followed by temperatures dropping below freezing. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Excuse me. Current temperature is 30 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Those clouds are going to linger around as we head into the next several days. Again, temperatures fall below freezing tonight. We'll see some patchy black ice. We get into this pattern too, where we'll see more of this over the next few days as temperatures climb above freezing during the day and fall below freezing at night. So the other question is, when will we see the sunshine? It's been a very cloudy stretch of weather recently, and we're going to explore that question coming up. Cloudy skies this evening, temperatures in the upper 20s. Again, tracking some relatively quiet weather this week. A look at the forecasts coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Today begins a new era of care for 40.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track cloudy skies across central New York. Let's take a live look outside. This is in Cooperstown. Temperatures are expected to fall below freezing tonight, and that is going to lead to some icy spots developing as we did see a little bit of melting snow today as temperatures climbed above freezing. We've had a very mild stretch of weather, and I know it hasn't felt warm. We've had a few days in the 40s, but it's been the overnight lows. In fact, the last time we've been below freezing at Griffiths and Rome, got to go back to January 23rd. So it's been several days, and what that is doing is it's kind of tricking the plants. A couple of plants are starting to bloom early. We don't like seeing this because we know that the cold weather is inevitably coming back. This picture, by the way, sent in by Jeff, one of our sky watchers in Mohawk. Cloudy skies will continue over the next several days. I don't foresee much in the way of sunshine. We've had a very, very cloudy stretch of weather recently. It looks like we might get a few breaks in the overcast Wednesday or Friday. A better chance for sunshine is expected as we head into the weekend. We're in this weather pattern where temperatures will be above freezing during the day and fall below freezing at night. So this favors what's called black ice. That's when ice forms on untreated surfaces. It's difficult to spot, and it's something to keep in mind here. Driveways, sidewalks, parking lots, they could be slippery here during the nighttime over the next couple of days as we get into this thaw-freeze weather pattern. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The weather looks pretty quiet. We're going to stay dry here for the next several days. Temperatures are now below freezing for just about all places. Barneveld 28. Norway 30 degrees, Old Forge 25, Milford 28, and Westford with 27. Bigger picture shows a northwest wind kicking in, and it's going to help break up, it's going to help keep our weather dry. Not very many weather disturbances heading our way anytime soon. Our next chance of any rain or snow showers looks to be on Thursday. Temperatures will climb above freezing here over the next couple of days. We'll make it into the upper 30s heading into Wednesday and Thursday. The clouds, well, they're going to be stubborn here. We're looking at overcast skies tonight. We drop down into the low 20s. Cloudy skies on Tuesday. Temperatures climb into the mid-30s. Cloudy skies continue tomorrow night as well as Wednesday. Wednesday starting out overcast with temperatures in the upper 20s. And again, it stays that way throughout the afternoon. Highs climb into the mid-30s. Tonight, cloudy, low of 22. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, a high of 36. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We might get a few glimpses of sunshine late Wednesday, 38. Rain and snow showers Thursday. Punxsutawney Phil emerges on Friday for his prediction. We'll see what he has to say. Sunshine as we head into the weekend. Temperatures in the upper 20s. And I think a little bit of sunshine will help brighten everybody's mood.
I agree. Bill, thank you.
Yes.
Well, still to come on News Channel 2 at 6 if it's Monday. We bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Okay, pretty uneventful day. But we got to watch out tonight because temperature time. And they're melted and things. you know how it goes.
And we're going to be dealing with this here for the next couple of days, this idea of the thaw and the freeze cycle. Usually this time of the year, it's just below freezing, and we're in the deep freeze. But because it's been so mild, we're talking about patchy black ice again tonight. We saw temperatures above freezing earlier today. And because now that we're below freezing tonight, any standing water could turn icy. It's not a major concern. Most of the main roads are fine, but I'm thinking more like sidewalks, driveways, parking lots, any areas where the water kind of hangs out a little bit longer than other places. Here's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet across the region. Temperature-wise, we're 29 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. Calm winds and mostly cloudy skies. Those clouds are going to linger around over the next couple of days, but temperatures will be on the mild side. We'll be in the upper 30s as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. Overnight, down into the low 20s, cloudy skies. Pretty quiet week ahead. A few light rain and snow chances for Thursday. We've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It's a new era of
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in Cooperstown. We've been seeing some snow yesterday, and with things looking quiet today, but this temperature is going above freezing earlier, falling below freezing tonight. Just be careful, a few icy spots are possible. The warm weather, by the way, over the past several days has kind of thrown off Mother Nature. This was spotted in Mohawk today from Jeff. It hasn't been super warm, but we just haven't been falling below freezing. We've had this extended thaw. In fact, it's been 137 hours in a row since temperatures have been below freezing. We fell below freezing earlier this morning, but since then, before then, it was not until January 23rd, so it's been quite a while. We've seen plenty of cloud cover. It's just been a very cloudy stretch. And that, unfortunately, looks to be the case throughout the course of this week. Tomorrow, overcast skies. We might get a slice of sunshine on Wednesday, but it's going to be hard to come by as we head into the rest of the week. There will be better chances for sunshine by the time we head into the weekend. And it's also just a reminder, we are in the cloudiest time of the year. We'll be climbing out of this in the next couple of weeks. It's usually late December to late January where it's the absolute cloudiest, and then going into February, it does slowly get brighter. We'll see less of these weather patterns in place going forward. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's quiet. The weather will remain dry across the area as we head into the next couple of days. Again, those clouds are going to be incredibly stubborn. We'll drop down into the 20s tonight. Cloudy skies as we head into Tuesday. Temperatures start out in the 20s. We'll climb into the 30s in the afternoon, and the clouds just don't go anywhere as we head into tomorrow night as well as Wednesday. It will stay dry, but again, tough to get any breaks of sunshine here throughout the next couple of days. Highs on Wednesday climb into the mid-30s. So again, during the day, a little bit of melting snow. At night, some of that snow melts, refreezes, especially on untreated surfaces. Cloudy tonight, low of 22. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, temperatures climb into the mid-30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Wednesday, cloudy skies, 38 for the high. Light rain and snow showers on Thursday, 38. It's cloudy on Groundhog Day, but you never know. He might, quote unquote, see his shadow.
I only
Anyway.
listen to Punxsutawney Bill, so I don't know what that's all about.
We should see some sunshine as we head into the weekend.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
All right.
All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, a war meteorologist, Bill Curtis, and we are on a black ice alert.
Yes.
Specifically because temperatures are all over the place the last few days.
Yeah, we're going to stay in this thaw-freeze cycle. Temperatures climb above freezing during the day. They fall below freezing at night. And as long as we have that snowpack, the snow melts, it freezes on untreated surfaces.
Bingo, yeah.
This is not going to be an issue everywhere, but again, you just want to be aware heading out tomorrow morning. Be on the lookout for any icy spots. And then, again, this is going to be a consistent thing that we're going to be watching here for the next couple of days. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The weather's quiet. Cloud cover lingering around. Our current temperature is 29 degrees, calm winds. And again, cloudy skies being reported at Griffiths and Rome. Temperatures, again, climb above freezing over the next couple of days. Again, we'll be in the 30s tomorrow, the mid-30s, upper 30s Wednesday and Thursday. And again, at night, just about every night is expected to fall below freezing. So again, watch out for any ice formation across the area. Tonight's low temperature down to 22. Pretty quiet stretch of weather here. But when will we see some sunshine? Let's take a look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It's a new era of...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in Cooperstown tonight. Just be mindful of any wet surfaces overnight. They're going to have a likelihood of freezing over, at least the ones that are not treated. We're going to get into this pattern of freezing weather at night, thawing weather during the day, and again, that's a recipe for black ice in the evenings and overnights. This was spotted today in Mohawk. Check it out. This picture from Jeff, this mild, relatively mild stretch of weather. We've seen 137 consecutive hours of temperatures at or above freezing since January 23rd. That streak, by the way, just broke earlier today. And that's causing things like this. Mother Nature a little out of whack due to these milder temperatures. But as we go forward, we're going to be seeing temperatures closer to average. Another thing we've been noticing, the cloud cover, it has been super thick and super consistent. I know we are in the cloudiest time of the year. It's usually late December through late January, but this particular stretch of weather has been very dismal. We're expecting cloud cover to remain over the next couple of days. Maybe a few slices of sunshine on Wednesday and Friday, but not really seeing anything meaningful here until the weekend. By the weekend, we at least have some opportunities for sunshine both Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, things look quiet across the region. Cloud cover very stubborn tonight. But again, we should get a few breaks here as we head into Wednesday. Temperatures are going to be climbing above freezing here over the next couple of days. Cloudy skies tonight. Overnight lows drop into the 20s. It's cloudy Tuesday. We start out at 7 a.m. with temperatures in the low 20s. Cloudy skies throughout Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures climb into the mid-30s. It's continued cloud cover Tuesday night into Wednesday. Overcast skies continue throughout Wednesday afternoon with high temperatures in the mid-30s. Cloudy skies tonight, low temperature of 22. A cloudy day tomorrow, high temperatures in the mid-30s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather looks really quiet this week. Wednesday, maybe a few breaks of sunshine late in the day, 38 for the high. Light rain and snow showers Thursday, 38. Cloudy skies on Friday, regardless of what the groundhog says. Temperatures will be in the low 30s. Sunshine, or at least chances for sunshine as we head into the weekend and beyond. A little bit cooler over the weekend, but I think we could all use a little bit of sun.
We could use a lot of bit of sun. What do you say?
A little at a time.
All right, slow down. All right, thanks, Jay. You're Bill.